Look, we're into late November, almost December. That means it's playoffs. That's right. We're talking playoffs, folks, here. We'll start things off with the current AFC playoff picture. Now, technically speaking, no team has actually been eliminated yet. That could change this weekend with teams like the Jets and the Raiders, and those teams in reality are already out of the race. But they aren't technically out at this point. They can still find their way in. It's just probably not going to happen. Now, the Chiefs are the only AFC team that can clinch a berth this weekend. There are 3 different scenarios in which the Chiefs can secure it. First up, of course, they have to win in all these scenarios. First up, they win. Houston loses. The Colts lose. The Dolphins lose or tie. And the Titans lose or tie. They need all 5 of those things plus the Chiefs win to get in. That's the easiest of the scenarios, and probably not going to happen this weekend, I don't think. Next up is the Texans lose or tie, the Colts lose, the Dolphins lose or tie, and the Chargers and the Ravens all lose. That's scenario number 2. And scenario number 3 is the Texans lose or tie, the Colts lose, Dolphins lose or tie, the Ravens lose, and the Bengals lose or tie. If one of those 3 scenarios, all those options come true, then the Chiefs will have secured a playoff spot. Because the Chargers are only a game back, it's going to take a little bit longer for KC to actually secure the AFC West title. Second place right now are the New England Patriots at 8-3. They cannot clinch a spot this weekend. Neither can the Houston Texans at 8-3. And the Pittsburgh Steelers there. They check in at 7-3-1. They remain your favorites here in the AFC North. And it's getting a little bit narrow here for Pittsburgh. You've seen the Baltimore Ravens. They're sitting there as one of the top wild card teams. They've made a bit of a push forward. But as of right now, Pittsburgh does lead the AFC North. The Ravens are there at 6-5. The Bengals are there at 5-6. And the Browns are still technically in the hunt. They sit there at 4-6-1. And with a schedule that's not overly daunting, if it's still a long shot, but if Cleveland gets hot, maybe they can find their way into a potential wild card berth in the AFC. How weird is that to say out loud? So who do you guys have winning the AFC North? I got Pittsburgh, but if you disagree, give me a heart for the Ravens, a wow face for the Bengals, and a laughy face for the Cleveland Browns. And the Steelers, think they got it, give them a like. The Chargers at 8-3 are in really good shape. They're actually a full 2 games clear of anyone else in the wild card race, so I feel good about those first 5 teams. We'll get to my predictions here in just a little bit later on in the show, but I like where the Chargers sit right now, 8-3. Then it's where things get kind of dicey. Baltimore's there at 6-5. The suddenly surgent Colts are there at 6-5. The Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos, Titans, with the Broncos playing well, Titans playing well, Bengals not so much. They're all there at 5-6. And the Cleveland Browns sit there just a game and a half back right now of the wild card. Go figure on that one, right, folks? All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. If you want to get signed up, head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Put down $50, they're going to get you $60. Put down $100, they'll give you a free $120. Put down $500, BetDSI will give you $600 extra to bet with on BetDSI. If you use promo code LIVE120, oh, by the way, you can bet on division winners and conference championship winners too, as well, beyond just your normal weekly pick'ems on BetDSI. We'll move now to the NFC playoff picture. Same deal here. No one has technically been eliminated, although the Cardinals and the Niners will be eliminated with a loss this weekend. The Saints right now have the number 1 seed by virtue of that win over the Rams. They can secure a playoff spot in a couple of different ways this weekend. First up, to win the division, to win the NFC South, the Saints must A, win, and then have the Panthers lose or tie. And then, of course, a similar scenario. If the Saints tie against the Cowboys, they need the Panthers to lose. Now, they can also secure a playoff berth outright with a win. That's the easiest one. There are some, my favorite, outlandish playoff scenarios involving ties. Always fun. God, I love this stuff. If the Saints tie and the Redskins lose and the Seahawks lose, the Saints secure a playoff spot. The same is true if the Saints tie, Redskins lose, and the Vikings lose. And then one more time here, if the Saints tie, the Redskins lose, and the Seahawks and the Vikings tie, then the Saints have secured a playoff spot. So they are, in reality, all but secure in their playoff spots. So too are the Los Angeles Rams. And again, a rather similar type scenario here for LA. First up, they win the division with a win. They do that, they are in, they have secured their playoff spot. If the Seahawks lose, the Rams are in. If both teams tie, the Rams have won the NFC West. So in reality, it's just a matter of time. That magic number is down to 1. The Rams are going to win the NFC West this year. No surprise, right? Now, in terms of clinching just a general playoff berth that doesn't involve their division, it's the rather complicated tie scenarios. Rams tie, Redskins lose, Vikings lose or tie, Rams are in. Rams tie, Redskins lose, Panthers lose, Rams are in. If the Rams tie, the Cowboys lose, and the Vikings lose or tie, then the Rams are in again. And then 2 more here on the Rams front. If the Rams tie, the Cowboys and Panthers lose, Rams secure at least a wild card spot. And then finally, if the Rams tie again, and the Vikings lose or tie, and the Panthers lose, then at that point the Rams will have secured a wild card spot. But in all likelihood, they'll secure the division title this weekend, or at the very least, next week. And it's going to happen very, very soon for LA. Out in the NFC North, the Bears are still your NFC North leaders at 8-3. They've played really well. Their schedule is not that daunting the rest of the way. At 8-3, they hold a fairly sizable, as compared to what we thought it was going to be, lead over the Minnesota Vikings right now. They're 6-4-1. The Packers are down there at 4-6-1. They have not done very well. The Lions are 4-7. I did not think that this was going to happen. I'll take the L on that front. The Bears, I think, are going to win the NFC North. I thought they might have been a year away. I was incorrect. The big addition of Khalil Mack. The Vikings, I think, are the next best chance, but even the Vikings, I don't think they're going to catch Chicago. So I am voting with my like button. I think the Bears are going to win the NFC North. The NFC East now is a little bit of a mess. The Cowboys are there at 6-5. The Redskins are 6-5, but the Cowboys have the tiebreaker right now. The Eagles are just 1 game back. The Giants technically are still alive in that race as well. I think that, and Redskins fans are going to hate me here, I think the Cowboys have the best chance. Then it might be the Eagles. The Redskins have been so decimated by injuries. It's a huge blow to Washington. So let me know. Who do you have winning the NFC East? Give me a like for Washington, a love for the Cowboys, a wow for the Eagles, and a very fitting laughy face for the New York Giants. I got the Cowboys. They've gotten really hot as of late. Amari Cooper has been a big factor in changing that offense. We'll get to my predictions here in a minute, but hint, hint, Cowboys in the NFC East. The Vikings right now have the top wildcard spot in what could be a very hard-fought one that, frankly, 9 wins might just get you into the NFC wildcard spot, which I did not think was going to happen this year. The Redskins still alive. Panthers, Seahawks right there as well. Carolina, bit of a rough 2-game swing here. Seattle, the exact opposite. The Eagles are banged up at 5-6. The Packers 4-6-1, and then the Falcons, Bucks, and Lions are all still alive in it. I don't think any of those teams are going to get in, but for the time being, we'll include them on our In the Hunt section here. Time now for my projected playoff teams. We'll start off in the AFC with records included, by the way. Chiefs at 13-3, Patriots at 12-4, Texans and Steelers. So no changes there based on where we sit right now. I think those teams are going to win your division. I feel pretty confident about the Chiefs, Patriots, and Texans. A little bit less so about Pittsburgh, but I think they'll end up being okay. The Chargers could win 11 games. I'll put them at 10-6 for now. And then that 9th spot, that's going to be the interesting one because I think the Chargers will get in. I feel good about them. The 9th spot is very much up for grabs right now. I'll give it to the Colts. I think their schedule sets up a little bit better than, say, the Ravens or the Titans even. Denver has a chance, but the Colts, as we sit right now, would win the tiebreaker with the way I have things predicted to go out, and the Dolphins come up just short along with the Bengals and the Browns. So which team do you have winning the AFC? Is it the Chiefs? Is it the Patriots once again? Or maybe the Houston Texans can make a run? Maybe Pittsburgh. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. For now, I'll go with the Chiefs. I don't fully trust Mahomes in the playoffs, but he's been so good this year. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. All right, time now for the NFC. I'll put the Saints at 14-2. Maybe it's 13-3. Either way, the Saints, I think, will win the NFC this year. The Rams at 13-3. They are a legit threat. I got to go with the Bears here. I think they'll hold on to win the NFC North. The Cowboys at 9-7. I like Minnesota as the top NFC North wildcard team Even if they finish 10-5-1, I think that'll be enough to get them in. And then again, much like the AFC, that 5th spot's going to be up for grabs. I was wrong about the Seahawks. They are much better than I thought they were going to be, and their schedule, by the way, fits much better for them. They play the Niners twice, home against Minnesota, home against KC, home against Arizona. They should win 3 of those games. If and when that happens, I think Seattle gets in. Sorry, Carolina. Sorry, Philly. Sorry, Washington. So which team do you have winning the NFC? Let me know in the comments section. And don't worry, folks. Each week, we'll come back with an updated look at the NFC playoff picture.